and welcome to Sealclops Book Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the Darling series written by S.J. Tilley. Enjoy! The Darling series written by S.J. Tilley is made up of two books. The first one is Smokey Darling and then Latte Darling. A few months ago these were all the rage across all these social media platforms, so I read through both of them, and this is my review. So the genre for these books are romance, contemporary, suspense, humour, teachers, erotica, and age gap. So how do the books compare with other books in the genre? So Smokey Darling and Latte Darling are enjoyable romance novels that focus on the lives of two women that work together at a coffee shop. Apart from being work colleagues, the stories are completely separate, so can be read as standalones if preferred. Apart from romance, contemporary and age gap are the main genres prominent in these books, along with some humour. And how do these match up with your expectations of the genre? So the feelings I had while reading these books are exactly what I was expecting. They are labelled as being certain genres, and that is what they deliver. After seeing these two books blow up on social media, I decided to give them a read. I'm interested to read more from S.J. Tilley as I really enjoyed these books. So first off, we have Smokey Darling. Technically, it's the first in the Darling series, but like I said, you can read them separately. So the summary. Eloise. I fell in love with Beckett when I was 7. He broke my heart when I was 15. When I was 18, I promised myself I'd forget about him, and I did, for a dozen years. But now he's back home, here in Darling Lake, and I don't know if I should give in to the temptation swirling between us or run the other way. Beckett. She had a crush on me when she was a kid, but she was my brother's best friend's little sister. I didn't see her like that, and even if I had, she was too young. Our age difference was too great. But now I'm back home, and she's here, and she's all the way grown up. It wouldn't have worked back then, but I'll be damned if I won't get a taste of her now. Okay, so the analysis. Plot and theme. So Eloise has been in love with Beckett since she was 7 years old. The problem was he was 15 and saw her as a little kid. Fast forward a few years and he is always in a committed relationship. Finally, the time stops when Lou is 30 and Beckett is 38 years old. Lou is chaperoning a school camping trip as one of the teachers, only to recognise the camp instructor as none other than her lifelong crush, Beckett, and he finally wants her back. There is some extra drama sprinkled in and some over-the-top protectiveness from Beckett directed at Lou, which results in a spicy "this is for your safety" scene. Pacing, emotion, ending, and plot holes. Sitting at just over 300 pages, this is a sweet romance novel that can be read as part of a series or as a standalone. With some heavy angst at the beginning of the book, the story flows into a happily ever after by the time you reach the end. The ex-drama on both sides was more annoying than anything else and was dealt with rather quickly. And then a bit about the main characters. So there's Eloise, also known as Lou, 30 years old for the majority of the book. She's the teacher. A bit too casual with her safety, has loved Beckett for her whole life, has a protective older brother, and hesitant to accept Beckett's advances. And then a little bit about Beckett. He is 38 years old for the majority of the book, substitute camp guide, oblivious to Lou's feelings throughout childhood, has a protective/jealous streak, becomes infatuated with Lou, and best friends with Lou's older brother. And then next we have Latte Darling. Technically book 2 in the series. The summary. I have a nice life, living in my hometown, owning the coffee shop I've worked at since I was 16. It's comfortable, on paper. But I'm tired of doing everything by myself. Tired of being in charge of every decision in my life. I want someone to lean on, someone to spend time with, sit with, hug. And I really don't want to go to my best friend's wedding alone. So I signed up for a dating app and agreed to meet with the first guy that messaged me. And now here I am, at a bar. Only it's not my date that just sat down in the chair across from me. It's his dad. And holy hell, he's the definition of silver fox. If a silver fox can be thick as a house, have piercing little eyes, and tattoos from his neck down to his fingertips. He's giving me the big bad wolf vibes, only instead of running, I'm blushing. And he looks like he might just want to eat me whole. the analysis. So Maddie must find a date for a friend's wedding and enlist the help of a popular dating app to find one. However, the date does not go according to plan when she is met by not her date, but a silver fox of her father instead. Axel has no interest in dating once again, but once discovering that his son was due for a date he knew he wouldn't make, Axel knew he had to step in. She is too young, too perfect, and too sweet for him, and yet he is unable to stay away. Pacing, emotion, ending, and plot holes. So like Smokey Darling, this book is another high 300-page romance novel that can be read as part of a series or as a standalone. The relationship between Maddie and Axel is enjoyable to read and seems to progress without feeling too rushed. This is a highly entertaining book with a happily ever after. And then a little bit about the two main characters. So there's Maddie, who is 31. She is tiny at just over 5 foot tall. Hardworking, has no family, grew up fast, shy, and sweet and caring. And then we have Axel. He is 52 years old. So as you can see, there's quite an age gap between these two. Thick, standing at 6'6", grumpy and overbearing, protective, possessive, and OTT, which is over the top. Will do anything to see Maddie happy, has daddy energy, as you can tell from the age gap, and stands up to his mother for Maddie. And then the recommendation. So, as feel-good romance books with happily ever afters, both books in the Darling series deserve a chance if you're wanting a quick, casual read. The timelines, once the characters come together, are both rather quick, but are ideal for those types of stories. And then my rating, I gave both of these books 4 out of 5 stars, as they are quite enjoyable and quite good reads. So I will follow the hype and recommend giving these books a go for some feel-good romance with satisfactory endings. So I hope you liked my book review on the Darling series by S.J. Tilley. Go ahead and give them a read and let me know what you think. Thank you. Bye.